Hello everyone, welcome to another video on investment accounts. So far we have been discussing about the preparation of investment account at the time of purchase or sale before the date of payment of interest. So in this particular case we have seen two major conditions or two major situations. One is ex interest quotation and the other one is cum interest quotation. So we have discussed about cum interest purchase as well as cum interest sales and also the adjustments coming at the time of this particular situation. In today's video, we will discuss about the ex interest purchases and the ex interest sales and how the adjustments are done in the ex interest case. Okay, so we'll move forward with the video. So first we'll discuss about the ex interest to dividend purchase. So we'll explain this from the point of view of a question. On 1st March 2016, Jaya Finance Limited purchased 3,000 12% government bonds of rupees 100 each at 96x interest. Half yearly interest is payable on 30th June and 31st December every year. So it is clear that this is an ex interest case and here purchase happens and half yearly interest is payable on 30th June and 31st December every year. So we have to make a 12% government bonds account in the books of Jaya Finance Limited. Okay, so we'll start with the question again. On 1st March, so remember that the interest is payable on 30th June as well as on 31st December. So, on 1st March 2016, Jaya Finance Limited purchased 3,000 12% government bonds of rupees 100 each at 96 each ex interest. So, first we'll record the purchase. So 1/3/2016 to bank. What is the nominal value? 3,000 into 100 becomes the nominal value. Then what is the principal value? In normal cases, principal value is 3,000 into 96. So what is 3,000 into 96? 3,000 into 96 will get the nominal value 2,88,000. So in the case of ex interest purchase or ex interest sales, what happens is we do not deduct the accrued interest from the principal value at the time of recording it in the investment account. Okay, so we do not deduct the accrued interest from the principal value at the time of ex interest purchase or ex interest sales. That is the major difference. Okay. Then we have to calculate the accrued interest. That means the purchase was happened on 1st March 2016. And actually the half yearly interest is payable on 30th June and 31st December. From that it is clear that financial year is ended on 31st December 2016. Okay, so after the end of financial year and on 1st March, the purchase was done by Jaya Finance Limited. So recently the interest was due on this particular government bond on 31st December 2015. Okay, interest was due on 31st December 2015. So the month of purchase is 1st March 2016. So same as in the earlier case, we have to see how many months are there between the recent interest due date and also the purchase or sales date. So what will be the number of months? January and February. January and February full are there. Okay. So now we'll calculate the interest accrued for that 2 months. That is 3 lakh into 12% into 2 by 12. 3 lakh into 12% into 2 by 12. So remember that 2 by 12 is January and February. 2 by 12. Okay. So we get 6,000 as the interest or dividend accrued. Fine. Then we have in half yearly interest payable on 30th June. So 30th June, we'll record it as by bank. We have 18,000. So how does the calculation comes? 3 lakh into 12% into 6 by 12. So it is 6 by 12. Okay. And again, next interest is due on 31st December 2016. Again the same calculation, 3 lakh into 12% into 6 by 12. So again we get 18,000. So now we'll balance the interest column first. We have the balance 36,000. So 30,000 is the balance and that will be to P&L account. Then we balance the nominal value column. We got the balance is 3 lakh. We balance the principal value column and we get the balance is 2,88,000. So this is a simple example or illustration which explains about the X interest purchase. Okay, so I hope you understood this particular situation. So once any one concept is clear, either cum interest or X interest, the other concept will be clear to you. Now we will go to X interest dividend, X interest or dividend sales, X interest sales. So it is more or less same as in the case of X interest purchase, only difference is it's in the case of sales. Okay. Now let's see. On 1st April 2016, Sanjay Limited had 3 lakh 6% government stock at 94, face value is 100. So here it is said Sanjay Limited had. That means already that particular company has a stock of government stock. Okay. So that is written as the opening balance. That is to balance brought down 3 lakh. And the face value is 100. So from that it is clear that we have 3,000 the government stock of rupees 100 each. So nominal value is 3 lakh. Then what will be the principal value? 3,000 into 94. So 3,000 into 94 will be the principal value. 3,000 into 94. 2,82,000. Okay, fine. Interest is payable half yearly on 31st March and 30th September. Company sold 90,000 rupees of the stock at 95x interest on 1st June 2016. So what comes next is now we have started the financial year from 1st April. What comes next? Is it the interest due or is it the sales? It is the sales because interest comes on 30th September. But there is a sales at the time of 1st June. So we will record the sales. Okay. So 1st June 2016 by bank. What is the nominal value? Rupees 90,000. So that means 900 government stock of rupees 100 each. So 900 numbers are sold. And what will be the principal value? Principal value. 900 debentures or 900 government stock are sold at the price of rupees 95 x interest. So the amount will be 900 into 95 which is 85,500. Now it is set as x interest. So it is clear that we will not deduct the interest accrued amount from the principal amount. Okay, so we will write the principal amount as such. But we have to calculate what is the accrued interest amount. So when was the recent interest due date? That was on 30th September. Okay, 30th September was the recent, 31st March was the recent interest due date. 31st March 2017. Okay, then when was the sales happening? That was on 1st June 2016. 1st June 2016. Okay, so on 1st June 2016 we recorded the sales. Now we have to record the interest amount that is due on 30th September 2016. So 30th September 2016 by bank. How to calculate the interest amount? How to calculate? From 3 lakh rupees, 90,000 were sold. So balance amount is 2,10,000. So upon this 2,10,000. So here it is the calculation is given. Upon this 2,10,000, we have to take the 6% for 6 months because it is half yearly 6 months. So we'll get 6,300 as the bank. Interest. And also again on 31st March, again the interest will be same 6,300. Okay. Then we have now discussed the accrued interest calculation. So total accrued interest on 1st 6 2016 is 90,000 into 6 by 100 into 2 by 12. So 90,000 is the nominal value, 6 by 100 is the rate of interest, and 2 by 12 is the number of months between those two cases. Okay, number of months. So 2 by 12 is equal to 9 rupees 900. So while making the calculation, please be careful about the dates and the year. If the financial year is starting on 1st April 2016, be careful about the dates that you are considering here. Okay. Now we'll balance the account. So when we balance the account, we'll balance the interest column. We have 13,500. 13,500 will be given to the P&L account. Okay. Then we have to balance the nominal value column, that is 3 lakh. We'll get 3 lakh, and here also we have 90,000. So we'll get the balance is 2 lakh 10,000. Then before balancing the principal value column, since it is sales, please look whether we have a profit or loss. Okay, so 900 government stock, 900 number of government stock was purchased on rupees 94 and it was sold on 95. So there is 1 rupee profit. So that 1 rupee profit, 1 into number of debentures is 900. So that amount of profit is recorded here as 900. So we'll balance the principal column also. So we'll get the balancing figure as 1,97,400. And it is mentioned in the question that the stock was quoted at 96x interest at the stock exchange on that date. So this is the closing. We have to find the closing value of this particular number of debentures. So what is the cost price? Cost price is 94 and here the market price is 96. So cost price or market price, whichever is less. So cost price is less. So we will value it at rupees 94 itself. So no more adjustments or no more calculations are required in this particular case. Okay. So I think that you are clear about the X interest sales calculation. So it is simple as X interest purchase. So there is one difference, and at the time of sales, please look for any profit or loss in this particular situation. Okay. So once you are clear about X interest sales and purchase and come into sales and purchase, we'll move to solving complex problems than this, where multiple sales and multiple purchases are given on X interest and come interest basis. So go through the video and work out more problems. Thank you.